Hey Bookworms, we're going to do our weekly whimsy today. So I have decided to do the first little bit of what he sees of the new world, the world in the future, the contrast of the ruins with the flowers. So you have this in your box and you can just trim that out. I've already traced it on there as you can see, and I took my micron, my really tiny one. So if you have a sketch pen or even just an ink pen, really small little pen there. I used my thinnest, and then just really sketchy, and I'm going to use my watercolor to go over this. So let me get started. I've got my little travel set because it's my favorite to use because it's so convenient, and my water pen here. And then I am just going to start grabbing color. So I'm going to do like a wash first. I'm going to do like a light blue back here. I'm going to squeeze some of that water out so I can get a decent amount of water going. Get that all moved around. I'm not going to be real careful with it. Just want a little wash of blue in the back there. All right. I'm going to take it down behind the flowers a little bit. He does such a good job of contrasting the expectation he had of like wise futuristic people versus what they ended up being, and how everything became distorted, and like you see all these beautiful ruins of people that seemed that they had advanced and then went backward for whatever reason. So this has actually been one of my favorite books I think so far. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm actually almost done with it. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. It's not quite as eerie as I was expecting. It's a little more adventurous. I thought it was going to be, because it's Wells, right? And like I said, I have not read a lot of these. I like to read them with you guys. It's part of the reason I started the subscription, is to get more into reading, and especially the classics, because that was something I had not done when I was younger. So anyway, I didn't really know much about this story, except that it interests me, and I hadn't looked into it any further than that, so I thought it would be a little eerier, hence who was writing it, but it's definitely a good one. So I'm just using a little bit of darker green. I'm gonna add some different textures through here. I'm going to be pretty loose with my colors, as you can tell. And then I'm going to put a pretty dark green down in here, I think. Let's see, which dark one do I want? There we go. Okay. Liking it so far. Okay, and then now I'm going to grab some of the gray and add some detail to the stone. I want this side a little more washed out, so added a little extra water. You can see how loose I'm being with all this. I feel like it'll make for a really neat, almost like, I don't know, dreamlike look is what I'm going for. I thought watercolor would work well for that. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit darker gray on the other side for more like a shadow. Let's go a little darker than that. pretty much just using the black watercolor now for the shadowed side. I feel like that's more the depth I was looking for. Bounce my brush to get a little bit of a texture and some of those cracks. All right, and then I'm going to switch back to my lighter color gray for the sides of my stones down here, and then we'll put even lighter wash on the tops there. So I just wiped my brush off to give it a really light wash there. There we go. I'm liking it. Okay. I'm gonna add a little more green here and there on the tufts. Really dark green. I'm on a little bit more shadow around this area. You can see I'm just sort of blotting it on and letting it move the way it wants. Right. So now we have the flowers, and I'm debating on, I think I'm actually going to get my paint markers out and give those a more vibrant look. So let me grab those. Got my inexpensive Amazon set here with all my colors. I'm going to watercolor out of the way there, and then I want some bright flowers. And this will sort of cover up all those, the watercolor that's on top of it. So these will really pop. So we'll give it a few different colors here. And I think he describes the color, but I don't remember what it was, and I thought pink would be pretty. I think he talks about a purple flower at some point, so we might do some of those down here in a minute. And I'll probably go back and add some more ink in there, since I'm covering up a lot of that. I don't know, we'll see what it looks like after I'm done. And then I'm going to add a vibrant center with this coral color. Okay. And then I think I'll do these bottom flowers down towards the ground. I'm going to do like this lavender, I think is the color I want to do. So I really want those to stand out pretty well. So I'm going to do lighter color. And just a couple little lavender dots. And then I think I'm going to do a deeper purple on the taller in between. I've got a couple of different sizes of flowers. So I've got a deep purple here. to do a yellow center on those. Clean my paintbrush off, my paint marker. And I've got one more flower. And let's see what color. I'm going to do a deeper shade of pink, I think, is what I want to do. So right in here. And I'm going to grab a grain out and give my floral stems a little bit more definition, I think. Like the leaves maybe. I don't know if I want to do the stems themselves, but definitely I'm going to do the leaves. Just some of them. Right. A little more definition in my grass area there. Okay, I like that. And I'm gonna go back to my watercolor for a second and add a little more blue to my sky here, and then I think I'm really happy with it. Definitely looks like a dream. There we go. I like that better. I'm going to dab a tiny bit up off there, especially down at the bottom. There we go. I love it. All right, let me show you guys. It's a fun little illustration. All right, I'm excited to see your guys's. I love getting to see those each week. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and it's giving you a little time to relax and not have to think and get to create something. And I look forward to making some more things with you this coming week. And hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.